After today's second major scrimmage, Coach, overall assessments, it seemed like your running backs really showed depth and give you a lot of strength.
I really like that position. There are a lot of good players there. To have Hayden Reed, who I think is a terrific player, he can do it all. He can run and catch and block, and he's kind of shown that and proven that over the last couple of years. But Carson Smith and Jake Rendina, just really strong, tough runners, and Briggs Bartosh is a little bit of a change-up. He's a smaller guy, but very explosive. So I like all those guys. It's a good room.
And your quarterbacks, I think Dwayne Coleman played early, and then Cale Helms played quite a bit. Had a nice touchdown pass, ran the ball well. Obviously, Ethan's on the sideline now. How do you feel about your quarterback situation?
I think it's pretty much taken its shape to this point. Dwayne's at the top of the depth chart, and he deserves it. He's really practiced well through preseason camp. He's got experience. But Cale is such a good competitor. You saw that today, I think. Just him running the ball, he made some good decisions. Ethan, unfortunately, is hurt, so we're keeping our fingers crossed there. And then we got Zach Mundell, who's kind of in the bullpen over there and really good athlete, and we'd be comfortable with him in a game too.
And just on defense, nice to see Jabril Williams get an interception towards the end. Your freshman Banks at linebacker had a nice play. How do you feel about the defense progressing?
They started off slow. I think we started off slow on both sides of the ball. Credit to the scout team; those guys were excited, playing hard. They made some plays, and the defense gave up some third down conversions early in the scrimmage. Gave up some big plays, 10 plus yards, 15 yards. But they settled in and played much better as the day went along. And I think it's a good unit. I really do. And it's a fairly veteran group of guys. There's some new faces, but a lot of those guys have been in our program. Jabril's one of those guys. He's made his name on special teams here, and the block punts that we've had for touchdowns, that guy's seems like in on every single one of them. But for him to make that interception today was a really good play, and I'm happy for him, proud of him. He's been in our program and just slowly earned his way up to the top 3 or 4 guys at corner, and he'll get some playing time there.
So,
talking to Hayden and Carson about the fullbacks becoming more complete players.
Yeah.
Was there from last season to this season, was there a movement for that to have them a little bit more? I know Hayden showed it last year where he could play just about anywhere, but now maybe Carson can do a little bit of everything. Briggs and also the other guys in there.
Hayden is certainly the most versatile. He really can do it all. Carson he's a good runner, and he's just got to continue to improve on the other stuff, the blocking and the pass receiving and those kinds of things. We don't ask that position to catch a lot of passes. We're not going to have anybody on the team catch a whole lot of passes, but the blocking part is such a big deal at that position. Jake Rendina is I can't say enough for him, the effort he's put in this offseason. He's lost about 20 pounds, really got himself in condition where he feels like he can be a more explosive, more effective runner. He's a good blocker, just a bull in a china shop. I mean, when he's moving in a direction, everything else kind of seems to move in that direction too. And then, as I said, Briggs Bartosh, who's a young guy, he's just got a different gear. He's a different type of runner. But we weren't tackling today, so it's a little bit difficult to assess, if he's going to be able to break tackles and run through arms and those kinds of things. And he showed a couple times really good vision and popped through there on zone and power, and so I'm excited about him.
Can you talk about Zane Tallman's emergence in preseason, a freshman who's now with the travel squad, seeing some snaps?
Yeah. Played in our prep school program, and just a really good athlete. Long, runs well, and a smart player. And it's hard as a freshman to kind of grasp the concepts, but he worked really, really hard last spring to dive into our defense and learn it, and that kind of pushed him ahead of maybe some other younger guys. So I'm excited about him. He certainly is going to help us on special teams. you talking to Gavin, he's playing the same position as Gavin, and Gavin has just got the game experience and the confidence, and Gavin's going to be the guy there. But Gavin's also a swing player. He may play deep at free safety, and then that would open up opportunities for Zane and other guys that play that position to be the nickel position.
Jeff, how would you rate the third week of practice headed into this week's scrimmage? The pieces falling together?
They are. You get a little fatigued at this point in camp. We've been going, as I said, for 3 straight weeks, and it's a lot of football. And it's great. I think our kids really love it. They like being here, being around each other, being in meetings, practicing football. But it gets fatiguing when you're just spending that much time doing it and going against each other day in and day out. Our guys are playing better. They're improving, and even for a veteran player, you make some tweaks and changes. You prepare for a different opponent. Sometimes there's some missed assignments that we've got to correct, and there's far fewer of those happening right now than certainly there were 3 weeks ago when we started, and that's positive. And those are things that we can control, and we have to do well. Play with good fundamentals, play our assignments, and play really hard. And when we do those things, then we give ourselves a chance.
I know you're always fixing things, but are you where you want to be now 3 weeks in?
Oh, I like where we're at right now. We're not ready to play a game yet. We still got several situational things that we've got to practice, and just things we got to clean up. Like I said, we didn't start the scrimmage great. The defense gave up 3 third and longs, a 3rd and 10. I shouldn't say 3rd and long. 3rd and 10, a 3rd and 5, and a 3rd and 9. Got it to 4th and 1. They did stop the scouts on 4th and 1, but that's how we started the scrimmage. And then I think maybe it was the 5th drive. We had a roughing the passer on P and 10, and they had a 15-yard pass, and they had another 15-yard pass, and so we just didn't start out great. But I thought there were times, and then we had a 3 and out the second drive. So there were some good things that we did, just that consistency. And but there's enough guys that have played. I mean, you go through that starting lineup. There's plenty of guys that have played football. So hopefully 6 days from now on Friday when we have another scrimmage, some of those things will get cleaned up.
Starting tomorrow, starting Monday, when do you start assigning 1s and 2s and 3s in your?
Oh, I think we're already there. I think we're already, we've got a pretty good idea if we're going to play tomorrow afternoon.
All right, so then what are you looking for beyond that? Are there a couple positions that are still like iffy, or new guys are just fighting hard to get in?
I think it's just building depth at those positions now, and maybe situationally, who's going to play on certain defensive calls, personnel groups, certain downs, and then offensively, who's the back end you want for this set of plays ideally, and who his backup's going to be, and what receivers you want in for certain schemes. And so building that depth, I think, is where we're at now.
How situational does next Saturday have to be for you, and what else are you trying to work on here week 4?
Next week in the scrimmage, there's going to be a lot of manufactured situations. So onside kicks and sudden changes and Hail Mary plays, just things that you don't have a chance to practice all the time. And you get
fun stuff.
As long as it goes good, it's fun. When it goes away to the other team, it's not as fun. But that's why we practice it, so we can hopefully we get in those situations, then we've done it, and our guys they just feel like it's just part of the game. It's plays we practiced, and because oftentimes those situations are very tense. It's the game's on the line. When you got to recover an onside kick, or you got to get a successful onside kick and go get it to have a chance to win, or a Hail Mary play, or those are critical plays. And so to be in those situations and practice those, I think is good for our team. And they come up sometimes, and sometimes they don't. But when they do, you want to be prepared.
One more question about the young quarterbacks and their growth from maybe last scrimmage to this scrimmage. What maybe the depth chart possibly? Who do you see as like the plebe that maybe be next up on the depth chart, and how you see those 4 or 5 guys sorting out?
The young guys, we got 3 young guys, and they're all a little bit different. Bryson Luter, I think, is going to be a really good player. Was at our prep school and did a really good job. Gaspar Wawihe, also at the prep school, really good athlete. He's probably got position flexibility. He can play a lot of different places. I think both of those guys are good players and probably at the top of that group. Blake Owens, just a tough guy. He's built like kind of like Bryson Daly, thick and he's one that just probably is a little behind those guys. But at this point, it doesn't matter. Think about in the past Tyler Tyler, I don't know if coming out of the prep school or when he was a freshman, we thought he'd be the best quarterback, but he ends up being the starter. And I think of Kelvin Hopkins, he wasn't the starting quarterback at the prep school, but he ended up being a starting quarterback here. So sometimes they just take a little longer to develop. So they're all really great kids and trying hard and did a good job today.
Coach,